Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an interesting puzzle in front of us, also from a setter I've not seen before, so that's always fun. It's called Blue Wigglers. I think we can understand why, by Krulltor. And let's just jump into the rules and see what's going on here. So it's normal Sudoku, so every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. We've got region sum lines, as is fairly obvious, but box borders divide each line into segments with equal sums. Different lines may have different sums. So whatever this digit is, it will be the summation of these three. Or we can also say that if you add, well, either way we always have, I try to avoid the singles when I do the rules here, just to not point that out. But whatever this digit is, these three will add to it because these are in separate regions. Same is going to go for almost all of these other ones, but they can be different values total. So, and then we also have a ratio Kropki. So digits separated by a black Kropki dot are in a 1:2 ratio. So these guys here are in a 1:2 ratio, i.e. one of them is double the other. And that's it. So some little blue worms to work here, and let's just jump into it, see if we can get it figured out. Links in the description below, as always. All right, so we've got a lot of singular digits for all of our region sums. So we're going to have to try to figure out the best place to look, and I think maybe here would be the case as to what can this actually be. Because it has to have at least 3 digits that add up to it. So it would be 6, 7, 8, or 9. Well, it can't be 7 or 9 because you can't put 7 or 9 on a black Kropki. That means that this is also 6 or 8. Now, the problem with this here is that either version will work. If this is a 6, this is a 3, and this is a 1-2 pair. Fine. This is an 8. This is a 4. This would be a... Wait, is always... No, okay. It would be a 1-3 pair. So I guess what we're saying is there is a 1 here. Again, this could be 3 or 4. And this will either be a 1-2 or a 1-3. Let's think about this guy then. And maybe these guys are better because they're putting more of a value onto the 3 side of our region sum lines. So what can these guys actually be? Well, it's either 1-2 or 2-4, the only things that are going to work. So there will be a 2 on them. Now, obviously, if it's 1-2, we've got plenty of room to work with. If it's 2-4, we're already at 6, so we have to be a little bit less inclined as to what all this is. Now, I guess what we could just do here as well is say that all of these digits here are from 6, 7s, 8s, and 9s. This, again, is not 7 or 9. All of these guys who are inside of a region by themselves will be from the 1-2-4 groupings, and we will have 2s on them. Now, what more do we take out of that? This guy here says you can't be 7 or 9 either. So we get a 6-8 pair. There we go. We just had to start putting stuff in. This is not 6 or 8. Actually, does this work? Yeah, it's the same concept. Okay, I had to come back to that. So, if this is a... I wonder if we had any more of these doubles to work with. No, I don't see them. So let's continue to kind of go through our logic here, because we have the reductions on some of these guys. This guy here is going to be 3-4 again, which means this guy is going to have a 1 on it, as previously noted up here. Here, if we were to be a 1-2, that's 3. So this would either be 4 or 6. That's possible. If it's 2-4, this is either 1 or 3. I don't like that. Well, it can't be 1 because we have the 1 up here. Again, don't really like any of that. What else can we say? Do we have the same thing happening here, but we can actually remove the 6 from it? Not entirely, because we're restricted on this one more than we are on this one. Now let's think about these guys, though, because these are all the same, so let's at least go through the process, see if it pulls anything up. Again, if this is a 1, 2, this could be 3, 4, 5, or 6. Well, it can't be 6, like we stated. If it's 2, 4, it could be 1, 2, or 3. Well, it can't be 2, because if it was 2, 4, that would never work. Did that actually tell us anything? I don't think there was too much of a reduction there. Well, we do have, we have a 1, 2, 4 triple here. I didn't even see that. This is a 3. That's going to set everything off. Goodness gracious. 6, 8, 8. This now has to be a 1, 2 pair. That one we don't quite know yet. These guys, we can get rid of 6s here. We can get rid of 8 here. This guy has to be 6. Good. Let's see what else we can do with that. Where do these reductions come into play? You know, one of these is going to be a 6, by the way. The 8, we said this has to be 4, so let's just continue going through our logic. These are not 4s. This is not a 4. This is not a 4. And, okay, now we can maybe get onto this. If this is an 8 and this is a 4, what do we say this had to be? 1, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. Okay. This guy here is not reduced to any significant amount because we hadn't really done anything. These guys here are cut down to 7s, 8s, or 9s. Do we want to go through these? I guess we should because of, yeah. This can't be 7 because this would be a 1, 2, 4. And obviously that would break this. What can this actually be then? Let's go through that process. If it's a 1, 2, this would have to be a 5 because it couldn't be a 6 to get to the 9. If it's 2, 4, we're at 6. It'd have to be, it just doesn't work. 2, 4 doesn't work here. Because if it's 2, 4, we're at 6. We'd have to add a 2 to get to 8. We obviously can't because we just used 2, 4. We'd have to add a 3 to get to 9. We can't. This is a 1, 2. And we can get rid of this, and we can say this is the 4, this is the 2. That's going to give us 1 and 2. Good. Now, this guy here. We already said what it could and couldn't be. It has to be a 5, and this has to be an 8. These are not 8s. All right. Now, this is either a 1 or a 3, because it could be 2, 3, 4 to get to 9, or 1, 2, 4. Let's put that in. Good. And let's see the next bit that's coming out of this. 2, 4. I don't see those guys correlating yet. There's going to be another one of these that we can work with, I'm sure. Now, no, I don't think we can use the same logic up here. That's a 1, 2. This would be a 3 and a 1. 2, 3. That could work. Yeah, let's kind of go through these options here, see if we can see anything on that, but it's not necessarily coming up. I don't think we're going to have enough yet in our Sudoku to really plow through this thing. Just going to do a quick look just to see if anything is really obvious and I'm just not seeing it right away. I don't think so. No, okay. All right, let's think of some other ways we can get into this guy. Or what are the restrictions we now have on some of these? So let's think back on you. You could still be a 1, 2. And then this would be a 6 to get to 9. We wouldn't be able to make 7 in that instance. If this is no, we can never make 7. That's what the options are here now. Okay, just again, had to go through those. If it's a 1, 2, that's a 3. We can't put a 4 here to get 7. If it's a 2, 4, we're at 6. We can't put a 1 here to get, this is 9. That removes 9. Now, this is still in the open because it could be the 1, 2 with the 6 or a 2, 4 with the 3. Okay, let's go through these guys. Because I don't think that 9 necessarily told us anything specifically other than to remove the option of this being a 9. So this is either a 1, 2 with a 3, a 1, 2 with a 4, or that's it, right? Because if it was a 2, no, it could be a 1. If this was a 2, 4, a 1 would make 7. Okay, this isn't coming all that easy to me for some reason today. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Let's see, what else can we say then? I don't think we can rule out any of those options. We're not having any trips or anything cutting across or up or down. There's just one digit away where we can have some variation. This guy here, do we do anything with it now? Again, this could still be a 1, 2, or this could be a 3 or a 5. Well, no, if this is a 1, 2, yeah, this is always a 3 in that particular instance. Because we're at 3, we'd have to do 3 to get to 6. We can't do 4 to get to 7. And we can't do 6 to get to 9. What if this is a 2, 4? We're at 6. It could be a 1 to get us to 7, or a 3 to get us to 9. So this can never be a 5 anymore, is what this is going to tell us, which is going to give us a pair we need, right? Because if this is a, let's just say it was a 5. Let's go from the back side. If this is a 5, well, 1 and 2 is 3, that's 8. 2 and 4 is 6, that's 11. Yeah, this is not 5. Okay, so we get the 1, 3 pair. There we go. This is 2 and 1. This is not a 1. Now, surprisingly, that doesn't actually really continue to tell us what's what, but what are these digits? 5, 7, and 9, it looks like. And this one can't be 5. Not helpful. And still we can't take it any further to determine what this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, no. Okay. I don't think we would have gotten enough, any more information where we could start to really pick on our Sudoku yet either. 4, 1, 2, 3s. None of those are 5s, but any of those could be. Any of those could be. The 9's not really creating any reductions. Okay. This is interesting. Why is it not opening up for me? We don't have any X-wings or anything like that we can really work with. that I can see. 6, 7s, 8s, and 9s. There's no real restriction on any of those. Huh. One of those is a 2. This is weird. I guess one of these has to be a 2, if we think about that, because of all of these guys looking together. Maybe, oh, I just wasn't looking at those 2s, yeah. None of these can be, this is a 2, which means this is a 2. Now that may be the end of that, and I don't think it really told us a whole lot either, but it was a little something that we should have gotten pretty quickly. But yet again, it doesn't actually tell us anything. 4 1s. So what else do we have in these guys that we can resort to? And why am I not seeing it? 6, 7, 9, 8, 8. No. Huh. Come on, brain. Start functioning. You can do it. I know it's a Monday morning, but how the heck are we resolving this? Can't resolve this. Go through each one of them again just to be sure. We've looked through all of our logic. This is 9. This could either be a 1, 2, which means this is a 6, or it's a 2, 4, and this could be a 3. Either one works. The 8s with a 4 says this is a, oh, there's a 1 here, 3, 1. I'll keep the choice words to myself on that one. Just didn't see the 1. This is 3. Now, that's going to resolve something, right? Well, this can't be a 7 anymore. We've got a 2, 4 pair. We've got this 1 here. The 3 as well is now new. So one of these is 3. What about you? This can't be 6 anymore because this is a 1, 2, 4. So this is 7. That forces 9. That's going to break this thing up a little bit more. This is 3. This is 3. I swear, some days you see things and some days you don't. Today's a don't day. None of those are 3s, so one of these is. One of these 2 is. It's not doing too much for us at the moment. This 7 says, well, it doesn't really say much because this is some organizations of 1s, 2s, and 4s. One of these will be the 1. Doesn't necessarily have to go on here still because this 3, again, doesn't say what this is. Now let's go down the line again. See if we can stop missing the obvious. We know one of those is a 1. We know one of these is a 1. One of those 3. I guess that means none of these are a 1 because we get an X-wing on 1s. So one of these 2 is. Still don't know if that's really telling us much. We already know we've got 2s in some orders. Is there more with the 3? I didn't think there was. Don't see anything, no. The 4s are down here somewhere. Just means one of these is a 4. One of those, one of those. No. Again, on the 6s, I think we did most of what we could do. I mean, one of these is a 6. Boom. Yeah. No. Sevens, we don't really have anything. I guess we can say one of these is a 7, which means one of these is a 7. I'm not really liking all this random marking here, but something's got to give, right? 8s are in one of those. No. Well, this can't be 9, so this is a 6-9 pair at least. Huh. I don't know why this is kicking my butt so much. One of these is a 9, which means one of those is, but that doesn't help. This could either be a 1-2 with a 4 or a 2-4 with a 1. Oh, this can't have the 4. We said the 4 goes here. There we go. We didn't finish through. So this is 2, 1, 4. That's going to give us this 1. Let's see if we can get our act together here. This here has to be the 4. This has to be a 2. So that forces the 3. Let's go through the 2s and 4s. One of these will be the 2. I think that was the last one we had. Yeah. What about the 4s then? One of these is a 4. Which means one of these is a 4. Don't really know any of these other guys, though. Okay. We still can't really resolve this last guy, as far as I can tell. One of those two will be a 1. Okay, there we can go with that. X-wings again. One of these is a 1 and one of these is a 1, so none of these are. So this is a 2-4 pair, which is 6, which means this is 9. Goodness gracious. These are from 1, 5, and 7, so this is the 1. Let's put the 5, 7 in here, and then we'll go back over. These are 3s and 4s, so this is 4 and 3. Okay. Now, do we get anything more on that? 2, 3. Yes, we can continue with our 3s. And 3. So those are done and out of the way. Again, we've got kind of some X-wings on 4s that we're working through. Oh, this is a 2-4 pair, so this one is 4, but what about these 3? This one is not 4, obviously, anymore. What are these 3? 1. Okay, the 1. We come back to the 1. Where does the 1 go? Has to go here, which means this is 6, and this is 5. This is now a given 5. These guys have to be 1 and 7, it looks like. And we're slowly starting to pick ourselves up from the dirt here. Let's go through these again. This one here is a 1. Good thing I looked, which causes 7 and 1. That should be it for the 1s. It is. Now, I think we said we have X-wing left on 2 we have to work out. The 3s were done. The 4s were close, but not quite there. Let's see, we've got a couple 5s now. Did those help us in any way? Don't see it. 6s we can continue on with. That's a 6. This is a 6 and a 4. That should come back and help us with our 4s. Not entirely. Just means one of these two is. Let's go back to what we were doing on the 6s here. One of these will be 6. This is a 6-7 pair. That's going to give us an X-wings on 6s, so this is a 2-6. Okay. I think that's all we can do with the, excuse me, 6s yet again. What about those 7s now? Or maybe do we look at these two digits? Because they are 5 and 8. That's a no-go. At least not yet. Okay, let's go back to what we're doing. 6s and 7s. Don't think so. Let's look at our 8s there. Don't think so. And then 9s, of course. All right, one of these two is a 9. There's at least something. Is that the only thing? Yeah, I don't see anything there. Okay, so what else do we have? We've got to have something on some of these other guys. We need 7, 8, and 9. I don't think we have enough on that to work with. We can get rid of the 7 and the 8 here, but that's about it. These we said are 6, 7, and 9. There's no restriction there. What are you? 5, 8, and 9. This is not 9. So we get a 5, 8 pair. We just had to go in and start putting the options in. That's going to tell us this is 7. This is then 7. You're not. Could. Let's keep going down it then. Okay. What's the next one? How about you? You two are given, so it's going to tell us this is 9. Yeah, there it is. 9, 8. This is not 9. That's going to force the 5. Ooh, let's get them going. 5, 8, 5, 8. These here are a 5 and an 8, and they go in this order. Okay, let's see. You two are 6 and 9, so we'll put those in. What are you two? 7 and 9? Huh. I guess it gives us a 7-9 pair here at least. So these have to be 4 and 8. This is a 7-9. There we go. That's going to tell us what this is. Well, the 6-7 did too once we put that in. But this is 5. This is not 5, which means this is 5 and 7. That's going to give us 9 and 7. 7, 9. Good. This is 9. 6 and 9. And 7 and 6. Okay, we're almost there now. Again, took us way longer than it should have, but we're getting there. That's an 8, which means 4 and 8, which means 2 and 4, which means 6 and 2, which means 9 and 6. And then we can finish these last guys. This is 7. This is 5. There we go. Solve the puzzle. Solution is correct. 224 solves in 20 hours. So this is very new. Got quite a few solves already. A little bit of trickery in some of these things to try to find what we had to find, but very good puzzle in general. Did enjoy that it wasn't just a pushover, that we did have to kind of dive into it a little bit more to try to pick apart these things. And there were a couple of situations where we really just had to put in on the options and see how they worked out. So anyway, good puzzle. Like I said, it probably should have taken me a few minutes less than it did, but I don't worry too much about that, really. It is what it is. If I solve a puzzle, I'm happy. It could be an hour. It could be 20 minutes, whatever. So anyway, I'm going to stop babbling on about that because it doesn't really mean anything. But hope you all enjoyed this puzzle as much as I did, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.